Keir Starmer, the leader of the Labour Party, is facing one of the most serious challenges of his political career. The public humiliation of our deceitful Prime Minister during a large-scale protest has not only delighted the public, but has also raised questions about his political future, potentially signalling greater risks on the horizon. We will discuss this issue in detail in today's video. But first, please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the latest political news from across the country. A significant event took place as approximately 100,000 patriotic British citizens, proud of their country, gathered at Downing Street to express strong opposition to the current Labour government led by Keir Starmer. Since Starmer came to power, he has implemented a series of controversial policies that have increased discontent among the British public. Notably, he has acted to label patriotic citizens, those concerned about the future of their country, as far-right extremists. And not stopping there, Starmer has also been accused of attempting to control people's freedom of speech. He even arrested peaceful protesters simply for daring to voice their dissent against the government. Prior to the protest, both Starmer and government-friendly media expressed concerns that the situation could become complicated. They hoped that if just one protester acted out, it would provide an excuse for the government to continue pursuing hardline and unfounded political policies. However, contrary to these predictions, the protest unfolded peacefully and orderly, with all 100,000 patriotic citizens maintaining a calm demeanour, creating a festive atmosphere filled with unity and pride for England. As they marched towards Downing Street, the protesters did not hide their anger towards Keir Starmer. They chanted slogans of dissent, repeatedly delivering a clear message: Starmer is a bastard. This chant became a symbol of deep dissatisfaction with his leadership and policies. Now the question arises, what did you do yesterday? And after this massive protest, will Starmer actually change his approach and listen to the voices of the people? Please share your thoughts in the comments. In another development, millionaire Dale Vince, a major donor to the Labour Party, has openly criticised the super rich in the UK. These individuals have threatened to leave the country to avoid facing the harsh tax policies that Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, is set to introduce next Wednesday. Vince strongly rebutted the argument that raising taxes would harm the nation's entrepreneurial spirit and business environment, describing it as illogical and utterly absurd. Amid concerns about the £35 billion tax revenue plan, many predict a phenomenon of brain drain, as wealthy individuals seek to leave the UK to escape heavy taxation, opting to migrate to countries with lighter tax regimes. Reeves is considering tax increase measures such as closing loopholes in inheritance tax laws, raising capital gains tax, and extending the freeze on the taxable income threshold. Dale Vince, who donated £5 million to the Labour Party in the 2024 election, did not hesitate to criticise the wealthy individuals opposing this policy. Vince, the founder of Green Energy, emphasised that if someone only lives in the UK because of favourable tax policies, they should leave. He asserted that this country has much more value than merely relying on tax policies. He went on to state that there is no reason why people cannot live here under a fairer tax system. Vince further emphasised that his goal is not to influence policy through money, but through positive contributions to society. He has also supported the environmental activist group Just Stop Oil, despite the group facing significant criticism following an incident where two protesters threw soup at Vincent van Gogh's sunflower painting. This action is deemed foolish and destructive, and the protesters have faced prison sentences for vandalising public property. Meanwhile, Charlie Mullins, the founder of Pimlico Plumbers and one of the UK's largest taxpayers, has announced that he will leave the country. Recently, he sold his £12 million penthouse to avoid facing increasingly high property taxes. Despite Dale Vince's strong statements, other Labour Party donors, such as Lord Sainsbury, the chairman of the Sainsbury supermarket chain, tend to remain quieter on this issue. Vince has not hesitated to criticise those opposing the green energy transition that the Labour Party is promoting. He argues that residents in rural areas need to accept that this is a necessary contribution to the sustainable economic development of the entire country. Thus, the tax policy moves and the issues surrounding the political, economic and social landscape in the UK are becoming hot topics, clearly reflecting the division and conflict of interest among different social classes. Many people may not be aware of Dale Vince's story. Hailing from the coastal town of Great Yarmouth, Vince began his career in renewable energy nearly 3 decades ago. His first business, Ecotricity, was established after he set up a wind-powered phone booth at the Glastonbury Festival. In addition to founding Ecotricity, Vince also created the diamond company Sky Diamond, a company that produces synthetic diamonds, and owns the Forest Green Rovers Football Club, which is entirely vegan. Vince left school at the age of 15 and expressed that he had no desire to seek employment. He believed that in small towns like the one he grew up in, being unemployed often meant economic disadvantage. Vince spent 10 years living a nomadic lifestyle in various vehicles, such as buses and vans, which he built or recycled himself. After many years of effort, Vince is now one of the wealthiest individuals in the UK, with an estimated fortune of around £100 million. In another story, Prince William, the Prince of Wales, has shared his deep thoughts on the homelessness crisis in the UK. Through a new documentary, William has publicly expressed his feelings on this issue, while also referencing his brother Prince Harry, seemingly as a gesture of reconciliation following their strained relationship. William has demonstrated a strong determination to tackle homelessness, inspired by his trips with his mother, Princess Diana, to homeless shelters during his childhood. The documentary, produced by ITV and titled Prince William, Can We End Homelessness?, provides an intimate look at William's tireless efforts in the first year of the Prince's Homeward initiative. The film also highlights his profound personal connection to the goal of eradicating homelessness in the UK. Now 42, Prince William recalls his first visit to a homeless shelter when he was just 11 years old. That experience left a lasting impression on him and helped him realise the seriousness of the issue. In the documentary, William admits that he feels a sense of responsibility and sometimes guilt for not being able to do more to help. He shares, "After hearing the stories about their lives, each time I leave there I feel a bit heavy, as if I need to do more." His desire to take action has become William's main motivation for continuing his dedication to this issue. He asserts, "I don't want to just stand on the sidelines and talk about it. I feel a duty to take action. The ultimate goal is to prove that homelessness can be eradicated in these areas, and then others will ask themselves, if we can do it, why can't they?" William has spent a lot of time considering how to integrate his mission to eradicate homelessness into his role as heir to the throne. He expressed, "I have carefully considered what I can contribute to this role, what is needed, and what people expect of me." The prince does not hesitate to acknowledge that the work his mother, Princess Diana, did in this area is a tremendous source of inspiration. "My mother taught me invaluable lessons and guidance, particularly regarding homelessness, and those values have grown within me over the years." William's first visit to a homeless shelter occurred in December 1993, when Princess Diana took him and his brother Harry to the Charity Passage. This organisation supports newly homeless individuals, and the experience left a significant mark on William. He recalls, "I think I was around 11 or maybe 10 at the time. I had never been to a place like that before, and in my mind, if someone was homeless, they must be very sad." However, William was surprised by the cheerful and warm atmosphere at the shelter, which was completely contrary to what he had imagined. His reflections are also among the rare instances where he mentions his brother Harry, particularly in the context of their relationship being strained. William also asserts that he will continue his mother's legacy by educating his children about homelessness. He shares, "When I was young, my mother spoke to me about homelessness. Now, I do the same with my children on the way to school." What are your thoughts on the issues we have discussed in today's video? Please leave your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news regarding the political situation in the UK. Thank you all, and see you in the next videos.